What's good, YouTube? Vision here, and today we're going to be talking about some new news that we got for Roblox Jailbreak. We're going to be talking about some changes that are coming to the game very soon, and then I'm also going to give my opinion and thoughts on what else I think should be changed or how I feel about the new changes that are going to be coming. If you guys are new, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Be sure to also join my Discord linked in the description down below, and you can also click the card in the top right to join, as we're currently hosting a season pass giveaway for either season 29 or season 28, and we'll also be hosting another giveaway when my channel hits 1,000 subscribers in the Discord, so be sure to join, link in the description. And now with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and get straight into the news. So basically, to kick this off and get started, Asimo has been playing Jailbreak on a fresh alt account, so he's been testing it out and just trying to see how the game plays and how it feels, honestly. So day one, he learned some things from playing Criminal Team. He says that it needs to be changed. I'm not sure exactly what he wants to be changed about it, but he said he wants the criminal team needs changes, and he said he remains unsure about rolling. So maybe rolling will get a nerf, or it'll just get removed out the game completely and maybe replaced with something else. And I think the reason why Asimo said that is because he said, if you can't tell, he's being arrested a lot. He joined the server with an MLG cop team, and then he's also thinking about removing the 20-second timer on the arrest, which is going to be honestly a huge W. As the arrest timer right now currently is 20 seconds, and it's honestly, people hate it. I guess they're just too impatient. I personally am okay with it, but if it does get removed, that's fine. I won't get as irritated when I get arrested anymore, because that's honestly the most irritating thing, is that you have to wait here for 20 seconds. Asimo also said he didn't run into any hackers. Only thing he had ran into on day 2 was a chat spammer, but he didn't run into any hackers on day 1. He's also said that player icons are helpful. Hopefully we get a change to player icons though, where like you can have your friend's icon be like green or something, like how if people in your crew, their icon are white, maybe your friends could be green. They are helpful for telling you where other criminals are, and if you hear something like outside a building or something, you can see if you see an icon, and if you don't see an icon, you know it's a cop automatically, without having to wait for the map to refresh. So I think that also be a really good change if we can get player icons for our friends to be green. Alright, and for day 2, he said he ran into his first exploiter. I just talked about that, and he wants to remove the bank truck or rework it. I'm not exactly sure how that could be done, but if I had to take a guess, I say the bank truck could be different by maybe having it spawn like at a different bank each time, and maybe criminals can, like, I don't know, honestly. Okay, so for day 2, Asimo said, I played police for day 2. The bank truck notifications have got to go, and the truck needs a buff in speed and power, or the robbery itself needs to go too. He also said he hates exiting a car and being unable to cuff a criminal. And he said still no auto robber or arrest seen across multiple servers. So that's actually a really good thing that we haven't been seeing as many auto arrests since the Epic update. I guess whatever change they had made to anti-cheat, it's actually working out. And he says, is that the biggest problem, the fun level of the game differs so much based on what server you join. You click play on the website and you get sorted with noobs. You join the top server on the list, you get awesome teams going at it with tons of fun action. But how do we fix that? That's actually like one of the biggest complaints I've had. Sometimes it's so hard for me to record grinding videos or any videos for you all in general while I'm playing the game, because I have to keep server hopping to keep the video entertaining. If I go on a server with a bunch of noobs or a server with no cops, that's not a very entertaining video. It's just going to be me doing robberies over and over that you guys have already seen, or done them yourself thousands of times. So hopefully they can find a way to like implement some kind of like matchmaking or something, but without removing the without like separating the noobs from everybody else, because the noobs, if they are all in a noob server by themselves, that's no fun for them. And yeah, I think everybody should be able to still play with each other, but we've got to find a way to make the matchmaking better so that everybody can get good servers all the time and not have to keep server hopping over and over again. He also said he played Jailbreak 2019 for 30 minutes today. He said it was a mixed bag. Pros, so he's saying map size is good, and slow to accelerate cars allow great team interaction. So because the map wasn't expanded back then, he's basically saying that the slower cars in the game actually has some use. But because the map is so big now, any car that's not reaching like 200 in a decent amount of time is kind of useless. It's cozy lighting, not too bright or blue. Robbery is always accessible because they're on the timer instead of robbery groups, which they should bring back. I hate robbery groups. If you guys checked out my video from yesterday, you will see why I hate robbery groups. I got the same 2 robbery groups, which was the casino one and the tomb one, back to back to back to back 4 times. They just kept rotating the same thing. Then I server hopped and the same thing happened again. It took me like, I think I played for almost an hour just to get jewelry store and power plant and stuff like that. It was crazy, bro. So hopefully they do change the robbery groups, because right now they're not as bad as they were before the epic update, but they could still be changed or tweaked just a little bit to make them like perfect. He said he prefers taser and handcuff not having beam/animations. I mean, that's a good thing. It's kind of good and bad. It's good for criminals because you could at least not get snuck up on as much. And for cops, I mean, I guess it's kind of good because you know when you're in range. So I don't know. If it's removed, it's a good change because it's kind of OP. If it doesn't get removed, then that's also fine as well. So he said great performance, not too much to load. One thing I do have about this game is that sometimes when I load up, it takes a minute for my cars to load or textures and stuff like that. And I honestly think it's because there's just so much assets in this game and there's no loading screen like how most Roblox games have. You kind of just jump straight into it. So maybe if they add like a loading screen or something, then that could also help. And here are the cons. He said too simple after 30 minutes. I wanted more. There was only a few robberies, blinded by the nostalgia. And then, yeah, he said map was too small. It's like a cardboard box. Yeah, so that was one thing about the old map. It's the chases that you used to have are they're very short, and it's so much easier to get caught or make a mistake and crash, and then you're just gonna get arrested. So, but he also said the map that we have today is too big. So I'm not really sure how you find a middle ground in the map we have now and the old map. Since I'm not sure how I know Jailbreak has a story, I'm not sure how story-wise they would be able to, you know, decrease the size of a map. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what they do. And he also says some spaces were too small, no room for good weapon play. Bank lobby, for example, had low ceilings and close walls, difficult to deal with. So I mean, there's been a bunch of good changes that's happened to the game. Maybe he's played Jailbreak 2019 because they're thinking about doing like a OG version of the game that we could just play separately from the main game. I hope they do that because that would actually be pretty cool. Maybe even it would transfer our players' data to Jailbreak 2019, but any of the new stuff that we have that wasn't out in 2019, we can't use it there. That would actually be pretty sick, so that way we can grind money in 2019 and we could use that money in the current Jailbreak game. You know, that'd be kind of cool. I would actually like that. So yeah, hopefully they do decide to, you know, add Jailbreak 2019 or OG Jailbreak as some may call it as a separate game mode. Alright, and on day 3 he said he might end this experiment early as he's made already 100k. This is also something I tell new players. It's not that hard to make 100k if you actually just take the time to play the game. You can either bounty hunt as a police and you can get 5 20k bounties, and that's 100k. I mean, that is, you know, easier said than done, but there's different ways to get 100k pretty quickly in this game. If you just take your time and play the game, you'll eventually get 100k, and if you can get 100k, you do that 10 more times, you can get 1,000,000. So he basically said today's cons, police need more direction. I'm not really sure what he means by this, but my best guess is that honestly he means like they need more of like a job to do, I guess. He said the garage feels overwhelming as a free to play player. It probably honestly is, because you can't spawn half the cars in the mobile garage, and then the actual garage itself, a lot of things are super expensive in there. So as a new player, it's gonna be kind of hard for you to grind money for vehicles and grind money for car upgrades at the same time. And then if you're doing it as a free-to-play new player, it's gonna be even more difficult. So I could understand why he's saying that. He said review Game Pass after playing for free. Duffel bag gives 2 times, and then VIP 20% on top of that. He said that's gross. I mean, it's always been like that in Jailbreak. If they did nerf it, it is what it is. I don't really care for money, because as I have almost every obtainable car in the game. It would just be a little bit harder to grind for money when limiteds come out. And then sewers take too long. It's a tedious escape. Yes, the old sewers that we had were so much better than the new sewers. The new sewers, you gotta run for like 5 minutes just to get out. Only time I use them is if is a cop camping like the box. Any other time I'm using the box, and even if there's a cop camping the box, if I break the box and get arrested, and then I have to like reset basically, I'll just run up the stairs, grab a donut, go back down the stairs, and try to get a C4 from that guy, and then I'll just blow the wall up, because that's way faster than me running through the sewers just to try to get out. Because even sometimes you waste all that time running through the sewers, and when you exit there's a cop waiting for you up top, so you just wasted all that time. So hopefully they do make they revamp the sewers again and make them smaller. Said vehicle speed difference between new and veteran players is unfair. I definitely do agree with this 1000%, because I just don't know how new players can even play the game. Like there was one time I was watching, I think it was a noob and like a La Matador or something, and they was getting chased by like a Roadster, I think it was a Proto as well, and they just couldn't do anything against that, bro. Like those cars accelerate way too fast, and because they're new and most likely free to play because they just started, it's just like how can they even compete? And stuff like that makes new players quit the game because it's too frustrating and too difficult to actually, you know, enjoy the game. So yeah, hopefully they do find a fair balance without, you know, nerfing or buffing anything too hard. My best guess and what I would do is I think they should buff the like obtainable vehicles so that they're more on the par with the limited and seasonal vehicles that we have. Even though the seasonal vehicles are free, most free to play and new players don't get them because they just don't play enough. Yeah, I think they should just buff the obtainables and make them more on par with the limiteds or the seasonal vehicles. And then he also said we clearly need to slow down the takeoff on vehicles while maybe nerfing how often police can pit. Yes, the Roadster, bro, is the most broken car in the game for police, because what they'll do is as soon as you get pit, because their acceleration is like way faster than yours, you're trying to re-accelerate after your tires come back, they just pitch you again, and then the cycle keeps repeating over and over and over. You literally can't do anything about it because the Roadster is just so fast. So like once they catch up to you, it's just pretty much over. You gotta get out the car and shoot the cop, and 9 times out of 10 you're not gonna be able to, because they have more momentum than you. So when they jump out of their car, they're going flying in your direction straight to you, and then they're already too close. They're close enough for the arrest at that point, and they just arrest you. There's nothing you could do. So yeah, hopefully they do add a limit, or you know, nerf how often they can pit, like maybe once every 10 or 15 seconds. He said overall, he said he now has a list of goals he wants to tackle. This game has grown, perhaps too large with a lack of focus. Some features aren't even cops and robbers anymore, but most important, he's discovered that he loved this game just like he did in 2017. The core is still there, so he wants to get back to that everywhere in the game, and that's actually really good. I actually like that he's trying to bring this game back to life and make it how it used to be back in the day, because I used to have so much fun playing this game. I used to play every day before school in the morning at like 7 a.m. Used to have 8 criminals in the bank robbing bank, and it used to be so fun. I used to play this game everywhere all the time. So hopefully we can get back to that OG Jailbreak, or even just bring a game mode for the OG Jailbreak players, you know, that we could play, or anybody could play it, but the OG Jailbreak game mode would be a perfect addition as well. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as we will be covering any more Jailbreak update news that we get. Join the Discord down below, link in the description if you want to be entered in the giveaway that we're currently hosting right now. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.